Hey everyone, welcome back to TradePicks. Today we're diving into a topic that many of you have been asking about, how to get started with day trading, even if you're beginning with as little as $50. Now, I am no expert. That's why this disclaimer is here. You should not use any money you can't afford to lose, and my experience is not typical. It's unique. Don't copy what I do, but I'm going to share how I started and what I did. Hopefully this will help some of you who are wondering how to get started. Now, this is not a whole in detail tutorial and is not going to make you into a day trader right away. This is an overall summary, just something quick that I could muster up in about 15 minutes to give you an overview of what's going to happen. What we'll cover is day trading, brokers, setup, and then a roadmap for you to begin. So let's get started. First of all, what is day trading? Day trading is you're on the stock market, you're taking trades only for a few seconds or a few minutes, and you're looking for momentum and high volume. And this is the way you make money. Now, contrary to what you see on YouTube, folks making thousands of dollars, they've been doing it for a long time. That's not you. To get started, you are going to need a broker. There are many out there. You can start with $50, just make a quick deposit, and they'll allow you to begin to use their trade simulator. You'll also need a setup, a computer. Desktop would be best, fast internet, and a wired connection to your network. Lastly, we'll talk about a roadmap, which means how to get started. What do you do during your simulator training in order to get started with live trading? Now, many folks think that we're just out there playing, gambling with money. That isn't so. I mean, it takes serious commitment, a lot of study. The market moves quickly and moves fast. And you have to train yourself and your eyes not only on the software, but to look at many of the indicators that are out there. Not a get rich quick scheme. You're not going to pay your mortgage or make a car payment. You're going to make small strides to make some money. In selecting a broker, you want minimal sign-up fees, like I said, $50. You want free commission trading. You don't want to have to pay for commissions. You want decent trade speeds. Most brokers post these on their website. You want reliable software. Talk to friends, read reviews. Price improvement, that's also typically on their webpage. You want a trade simulator that you can practice on. You want to make sure that they have a stock scanner that you can set up. Hotkeys are really important, and not everyone has them. News alert, mostly everyone has, but you want to make sure that they're there. And then you also want level 2. Level 2 is really important because you'll be using that to gauge when to enter and when to exit a trade. Now, typically what you will do is trade on a cash account. That means if you don't have a full $25,000 to be a full-time day trader, under the PD2 rule, that's how much it's required. They're talking about lowering that to $2,000, $2,500. We'll have to wait and see. But mostly you want to get started with a small account. I started with $500. It wasn't enough. $1,000 wasn't enough. $2,000 I found was a good option. In the past, I've also tried trading from IRAs. You can also trade from IRAs in most brokers. I go through Schwab. If you have an IRA with Schwab, you can trade through there. IRA Roth, you can trade from there. The beauty about the IRA Roth is you don't pay taxes on any of your winnings. On the IRA, you do. But again, if this is money for your retirement, you might not want to risk it. So my idea is go with a cash account. No margins. Don't borrow money. For your setup, internet speeds. I started out with 300 meg, which was decent, but I found it laggy, especially with brokers like Fidelity. You also want a wired connection. If you're going to trade on a laptop, hook up the wire. Do not use Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi will reduce to about 60% of the throughput speed, and you may not get filled quickly. You're going to experience latency. Second thing you want to do is have a mobile phone and be ready to log in, preferably with your biometrics, because then you can quickly go in if the power goes out, go in with your mobile, get out of position. Now, almost any decent computer will do, but don't try using a really old computer because that won't work at all. Desktop is best. Well, some folks do like trading on mobile. You can do it, but it is not going to be as fast. And that's the whole key in day trading. You want to get in, you want to wait, go up 5-10 cents, and move out. And here we're going to talk about the roadmap here. You begin your simulator trading. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to track your trades. And in the simulator, it's going to have the same behavior. Now, different brokers have different simulators. So depending on which one you choose, it'll work differently. Webull has a simulator, but it only works during market hours and only between 9:30 a.m. and 1 p.m. when Eastern market hours. Thinkorswim has a simulator, but it's on demand. So you go in, you tell it what date, what hour you want to begin, but it is very slow and not very reliable. You can, however, trade while market is open, and it's a lot quicker, and it gives you a good sampling. Many of the things that we need to do is identify opportunities, correct our mistakes. We need to be able to, in the morning, choose our gappers, those stocks that are moving up, that have moved volume, and we want to look at the daily chart and mark out the support and resistance. More importantly, in using the software, you're going to have to train your eyes. You're going to have to look different ways all the time, looking at watch lists, looking at level 2, time and sales, looking at the bar charts, and of course your P&L, so that you can know exactly where you're at and whether you should enter or exit. When you're ready to start trading, you don't want to jump in with a whole lot of shares. You want to test live trading with only one share, because your emotions will get the best of you, and you need to manage those along with the expectations and maintain discipline. Those are the most important things. Not jumping into a trade means you don't lose money. It also means you don't make money, but at least you don't lose. During this time, you're going to practice patience, risk management, and make sure you don't make any impulsive decisions. Because if you get FOMO, the fear of missing out, or you think this stock is going to go way up and you're going to make thousands of dollars, it's not going to happen. It will probably go down and you will lose. So one share only in live trading. If you can't handle it, go back to the simulator. It'll take months. It's taken me 14 months to get where I'm at. Now, day trading is much like driving a car. You know, you drive a car and you're okay, but that first fender bender really gets you. You start hanging on to the wheel and you start looking at all directions when you get to an intersection because you're afraid, you have fear. Now the fear eventually goes away and you eventually settle down and you become a better driver and you learn how to do these things secondhand to the point where you don't even think about it. And that's the way you want to do it with live trading. You want to make sure that you're able to train your eyes, you're able to look at all the indicators without the need to hold on tight to a steering wheel. Because then that'll give you the opportunity to sit back and then let the market come to you with an offer. And but what that means for me is don't hunt stocks to trade. Let the market show you a stock that is moving up, that has strong volume, strong momentum, and all the indicators are in the right place, and that's how you trade. Hopefully this gives you an overall overview. I know it's kind of quick. I'll have to put something more together, more in detail for you guys with more slides and hopefully break this down into a tutorial of my shared experiences. But for now, I think this gets out the important things, and hopefully this will help someone. Thanks for watching. Leave comments below what you hate, what you want to ask about. Absolutely, I'll try to get back to you. Like and subscribe. Thank you.